Alright, in this video I'm going to show you a small utility which is available inside Emacs, which is nothing but a profiling activity. Okay, so basically it will tell you if you run any number of program, okay, while having profile activated. Once you stop it, you can view the where the program spent their time. Okay, so it is a very good way to diagnose your Emacs performance. Okay, if you ever feel the Emacs becomes sluggish or it's getting delayed somewhere here and there, you can run this stuff, so you'll pinpoint it where the stuff is spending time. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into my Emacs and say I have a macro bind, one keyboard macro, which basically do nothing but simply open two files. One is plain .emacs file, another is emacs.org file. Okay, so both files should be open at once side by side, and I have seen that it is taking considerable amount of time to come up. So I decided to do a profiling to find out where it is spending time. Okay, to do that, first of all you need to activate the profiling. Okay, so to do that, metax profile, you have to go here and start the profiling. Okay, so now you can look at the bottom of the screen. It is saying you want to profile it. By default it will profile the CPU. Okay, and there's the option if you really wanted to do a CPU profiling or CPU plus memory profiling, or only memory profiling. So in this case I'm going to check both CPU and memory. Okay, so three options are there. So in this case I'm going to use CPU and memory. Okay, so now look at the bottom of the screen. It says CPU and memory profile are started. Okay, all I have to do now, I have to use the key macro what I have recorded before, just to open up the two files simultaneously side by side. Okay, okay, so Control C I, as you can see on the bottom menu, I Control C I open C .emacs and emacs.org file. Okay, now I have seen once I place the Control C I to invoke this keyboard macro to bring up these two file, it took some time to come up, right? It was not instantaneous. I could have said some other thing, and I know why this is happening, but I'm showing it for your demonstration purpose, so you can come to know. You can apply this method in other places too inside Emacs. Okay, so now all I have to do, I have to stop the profiling. Metax and profile. Now I stop the profiling. Okay, now let me see where it is spending time. I need to find the report, profiler report. You need to select from the enlisting. There are 22 options about with profile. Okay, so now I have started and stopped the profiling to find out the cause. Now the next step is I have to see the profile report. Okay, so for that I have select that and press enter. See, it is showing the profile report. You see the plus sign, that means it has command executed. It takes most of the time, 96%. Okay, timer event handler took 2%. Okay, redisplay internals, C function took 0%, and all this stuff, right? On the right hand side, on the left hand side, you can see the distribution are much more even when it invokes the .emacs file. For emacs.org file, it was quite top heavy, you can say. Anyway, the plus sign signifies underneath that it has got other things which is in. If I press enter, see, it expanded to call enter. If I press enter, see, it says bytecode and function interactively. I'm sorry. Now if I keep pressing the star on enter on those stars, it keeps showing you the recursive or branching call it has made while executing it. Okay, super useful and handy. You know then where your program actually spent their time while coming up. See, it's expanding the route which it took to open up this particular file. Very helpful, right? So if the plus means underneath that there is more route, so you can discover it. Likewise, if you go to the other stuff, here the distribution are pretty even, right? But it is doing this. It is absolutely helpful to know where your program spending their time, so you can take measure of it. It's a wonderful utility, right? So at any time, if you wanted to see the description of any particular stuff, you can always go to profile, and either you, as you can see, all you have to do, profile report described entity. Say you put your cursor on any of the entries and wanted to know about it. All you have to do, just press D. Okay, so in this case I have shown you. So if I press enter, see, it is showing which key update is compiled lifts function, because my cursor was on there, right? If I go to some like do mode line, and if I press D, see, on the right hand side buffer, it is showing what it is. Okay, so the description will be shown to a other buffer. Okay, so so this is very helpful, right? So if I go here again, and if I do, you can do a reverse call tree, you can do find entry or whatever. So there are total 22 options. These two will be help you. Okay, and it will allow you to sort ascendingly and write the profile to a specific file. Okay, and then it will compare the profile with others current profile. Okay, so these options are very explicit and very powerful. So I encourage you to look into this. If you ever sense that your Emacs is lagging somewhere, or misbehaving, or the way it is not responding, you could activate the profiling and then do the specific option which you are suspecting. Then you stop the profiling once that particular thing get executed. Then look into the profile section, profile report section. So it will show you step by step, as you can see on the buffer. The plus beside the section means if you press enter on it, it will expand to the other steps which involve the route to the top. It will show you like this, what are the path it took to come up to this top. Okay, so it will be super helpful to you to diagnose the problem and take action according to that. Okay, I thought it's a nice tool and which is available inside Emacs. And Emacs is a departmental store. It houses so many stuff. So there are chance that some time to time it might lack somewhere, or it might lack for specific action you are performing. So to find out that, this is the best possible way you could do so. Okay, so I hope this will be useful to some people. Thanks for watching.